Hi there, I'm Matt from the Underground Cookery School. Today I'm just going to show you a really simple, easy recipe. I'm going to show you how to prepare a spaghetti squash. Now obviously the first thing that we need to do is prepare the squash. I like to use a serrated edge knife. I've taken the bulb of a squash and what I'm going to do is just cut around the seeds. There's quite a lot of them in this one, as you can see. Some people like to roast those seeds off and they add an extra sort of crunchiness to it. Just really depends on what you prefer. So I'm just going to get rid of all those now. There we go. And now I'm just going to dice them up. You want them roughly the same sort of size, and if they're the same sort of size then they'll all cook at the same time. What you obviously don't want is some to be burnt and some undercooked. There we go. And then finally, now this will work for any sort of squash or pumpkin. I've got a butternut here. So we've got those dice. There's a couple of others in there. A little bit of olive oil, that goes straight in. Some salt and pepper. I like to add a little bit of honey, not too much, just a squeeze. And I've also got some chopped thyme here, so that goes in the bowl. Just give those a bit of a shake around into the pan. And I reckon, I've got the oven on 150. For me, I think that's the right temperature. They're going to cook for about 40 minutes. I'll give them a turn maybe halfway through. And there you go. What we'll then do is add the roasted squash to some cooked spaghetti. I'm very happy with those squash, cooked to perfection. I'm just going to set them aside for the moment, and in the meantime, I know the title said spaghetti, but I've got some, I had it knocking around, some homemade tagliatelle. It's the same principle obviously, and for how to make tagliatelle, you can search that one on the title. I'm just going to pop this into a pan of boiling water. Personally, I don't like to salt the water. I do the salting process at the end. And the way I cook any sort of pasta or spaghetti is I just leave it in the water and I keep tasting it until I have the texture and consistency that I want. That's about to come up and spill over the edge, so I'm just going to turn it down. So we're going to carry on cooking that, and because it's fresh pasta, albeit dry, it'll probably take 2 or 3 minutes to cook. So when you come back, we'll finish the dish off. I mean, I'm happy with that. It's cooked nicely. As I said, the best way, there's an old wives' tale that actually works. You can sling it against the wall and if it sticks, it's done. I'm happy with that. It's got a nice bit of bite to it. So what I'm going to do, normally I would do this over the sink, but because you're watching, I'm going to do it into a bowl. There we go. Now, the secret, I think, of making perfect pasta is leave some of the moisture in there. Otherwise, the proteins will just stick it together. Give that a good old mix. So we've got the salt and pepper, the olive oil in there, and I'm just going to put half of our squash in here. Give that a good old mix. There we go. Now, as I say, I'm using tagliatelle here, but you can use spaghetti. Spaghetti, I find, the bought spaghetti does take a lot longer to cook. I mean, it's more like, 10 to 12 minutes rather than, 3 to 4 with fresh. And then, in fact, I don't know why I'm using the tongs. I'm just going to use my hands and garnish the dish. But there you have how to prepare spaghetti squash.